postponed, canceled due to Sebastian Fundora hand injury? Is that what you believe? Because it seems like in the boxing world, people don't believe it thoroughly that that's the reason why the fight with Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman is canceled.
For me, it hasn't been a hard time at all making 154.
152.8 pounds. 153.3 for the champ. 152 3/4 pounds.
A couple years ago, I was still messing with the idea of making 147. But everybody from 147 is moving up to 154, so it makes no sense no more, business-wise.
The boxing world was just fed a lie. A massive championship fight headlining a pay-per-view in Las Vegas suddenly vanished from the schedule. The official reason? A hand injury. But Keith Thurman isn't one to hold his tongue, and he's now putting Sebastian Fundora on full blast.
I've never been stopped in competition. From amateurs to pros, I've never been stopped in competition. He knows what it feels like to take a big punch, be down on a knee, and not be able to stand back up, you know? And so, for me, some of my confidence comes that I know he's going through PTSD, okay? All I gotta do is awaken it, right? The moment I get him, boom, you know? The moment I get him, every cell in his body is gonna say, warning, alert, alert, warning, heavy hitter, what do we do? What do we do? And, you know, I'm just looking to put him back in that panic room, baby, and finish him off.
Thurman has been relentless in his criticism ever since Fundora pulled out of their scheduled bout. Fans are left wondering, what really happened to the showdown between Keith "one-time" Thurman and Sebastian Fundora?
A little bit of breaking news, Sebastian Fundora out of the Thurman fight. That's 15% of uncertainty about retirement. Does Danny get in there if he gets past other Danny?
Listen, man, I'm not even thinking about that. The towering inferno, you better go ahead and fight somebody his own height.
For Thurman, this wasn't just another missed payday.
For Thurman, this wasn't just another missed payday, it's now about respect. The official story started with a straightforward press release. Premier Boxing Champions announced the October 25th title fight was postponed due to Fundora suffering a hand contusion during sparring.
It seems like we know why the Fundora versus Thurman fight was canceled. We all kind of felt there was some funny business. The real reason why the fight got postponed, it was a little hand injury. It was something else, or maybe a little bit of both, but this something else is really the main reason, and it makes perfect sense.
It was a simple, believable explanation. Fundora, known as the Towering Inferno for his impressive 6 feet 5 inches frame in the 154-pound division, was sidelined. The entire event, including a highly anticipated co-main event, was canceled.
What is your response to boxing fans who call you a weight bully?
I mean, what can I say? You know, we make weight every single time. I never missed weight. Not one time. There's a lot of fighters, a lot of great fighters that miss weight. And I don't see too much heat on them. I think it's just the fact that we're tall, that we get a lot of that drama. But, you know, it's the entertaining business. If it brings attention towards me, in a way, it's still good. But right now, I think I'm very comfortable at 154. Let's see if I can capture some more titles at this weight class. Maybe in 5 or 6 years, I'll move up to 160.
Well, like I said, you know, in boxing, anything is possible. Anything can happen. So you don't ever want to make it seem as if you know for sure. But Fundora is definitely the favorite. And he definitely, you know...
To the public, it looked like just another setback in boxing, a sport full of delays and injuries. But Thurman wasn't buying it. He took to social media, playing the professional, disappointed fighter. He expressed frustration for the undercard fighters who lost their paydays, thanked supporters, and promised the event would be rescheduled.
What up, everybody? It's your man, Keith Thurman here. You already know what the deal is. We all got the news. Very unfortunate to have to deal with this postponement. You know, personally, I've been here before. I know the undercard boys got to be hot with this whole card being eliminated. The fight fans, many people already booked their tickets, getting ready to come out, show that love, show the support. I just want to thank everybody who's been riding with me, rocking with me, and looking forward to this event. We're not sure when the kickoff date is going to be. They will be announcing it. Rumors are January, but we're going to have to stay tuned, people. Your man One Time, still putting in the work. Got my drip in today, man. I'm still going to be grinding, moving, posting, and you already know what it is, man. Ain't nothing going to stop me from doing great things in this sport once again, man.
At first, it seemed like a standard, respectful response. Thurman was just doing what fighters do, keeping it professional. But that calm facade was only the beginning. Suddenly, he launched into a personal war. Sitting in front of the camera, his tone shifted from disappointment to disdain. He directly called out Fundora, telling him to ice that hand and see the medicine man. Then, he dropped a bombshell. People don't believe you, son. They think you running. They think you doing funny stuff in the game, and then, the line that rocked the boxing world, use AB, you and your daddy AB, you believe that? A shocking personal attack that made one thing clear: Thurman believed Fundora was faking the injury to duck the fight.
So Fundora, recover boy, ice that hand, go see the Asian man, go see the medicine man, do what you gotta do, baby. Acupuncture, fix them up, all right? Get that oil change, fix them up. Show the docs if you got them, baby. People don't believe you, son. They don't believe you. They think you running, okay? They think you doing funny stuff in the game. You wouldn't be the first nor the last, baby. You know, speedy recovery to you. Let's make history happen. Don't back out of a great fight, my man. You know, I had to ask K-Dot, how you feel about Sebastian? K-Dot, what you got to say? You got something to say, K-Dot?
I know how you work. I know just who you are.
Use a bitch. Don't nobody believes that you want this smoke, baby. I've been him, been the fire, bringing the heat. Come on, man. Don't back out of this, baby. Fix up, heal up, and let's go to war.
This wasn't just about a postponed bout. Thurman was accusing Fundora of cowardice, questioning his honor and courage. But here's the twist: Thurman's own hypocrisy is almost impossible to ignore.
The former world champion and big fights that he's been, I think we could also question, did he take the Fundora fight because there was better money, maybe? Because I know for a fact he was also in conversations about a fight against Virgil. So that's, you know, that's a question there. Did he pick Fundora because he thinks Fundora is easier than Virgil, or maybe the money is much better? I don't know. That obviously between him and PBC, whoever he deals with. But I know there was conversations about him fighting Virgil Ortiz, and that would have been Virgil's fight instead of Lubin.
Just last year, in March 2024, Thurman was set for a major fight against then-champion Tim Tissue.
At the press conference, you were a little timid, like a little boy. You were talking about Christmas presents and all this stuff. But look, man, you're happy. I'm happy.
You, brother. This is you. You got a big mouth. You like to talk too much.
Baby, I like to excite the people. Are you not happy when you got that contract? Am I not the biggest name you've been in the ring with? Stop playing with yourself.
I'm the realest.
I'm one of the realest in the game.
You're not the most talented bloke I've ever fought.
Because I walk.
That's all you are. You're a talker.
I only talk because I walk.
You're a big mouth.
I live this life. You were born into it. I lived this life too since I was 7 years old, baby.
Hey, and
this ain't nothing
I
new.
will show you why I was born into this fight. Because I like to punt and I like to fight. That's what it is.
What happened? Thurman pulled out at the last minute, citing his own injury. His withdrawal opened the door for Sebastian Fundora to step in on short notice. Fundora took the fight, battled through a brutal match, and emerged victorious, claiming the title. So, the very man Thurman now accuses of faking injury is the champion because Thurman did the same thing only a year earlier.
I think you'd understand the opportunity, and knowing that we're not putting a line through, you know, the opportunity of fighting Keith Thurman in the future. The opportunity for Keith Thurman to fight for a WBC world title, should everything go to plan in the Fundora rematch, then that's something that probably means a little bit more to him as well. You know, he's one of the one of the legends of the sport, and the opportunity for him to fight for a belt against him would be even better. But again, definitely not looking past the Fundora fight. It's a very, very hard fight, very, very hard rematch, and Tim will be putting absolutely everything into that.
But Thurman's hypocrisy runs even deeper. His entire career is marked by moments like this, where he's quick to criticize others while hiding his own flaws. The story of his fight cancellations, injuries, and accusations is shaping up as one of the most ironic chapters in modern boxing.
What's up, New York? What's up, everybody, man? I've always wanted to fight some of the greatest names in the sport of boxing. Years ago, I wanted the Floyd Mayweather, I wanted Manny Pacquiao. Times change. I believe boxing has come to a new era. Floyd is gone. Pacquiao is here. Come July 20th, he will disappear. Okay? He will disappear.
You already know they were supposed to be fighting October 25th. Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand, pay-per-view, Amazon Prime. There's a lot of people that were speaking against that, the way that fight was going to distribute to the fans. Pay-per-view. Oh, man, pay-per-view is dead. I ain't going to pay for that fight. That fight ain't worth this. This fight ain't worth that. This fight ain't even the main event. I mean, we wasn't asking for this fight. I mean, look, in the sport of boxing where a lot of things are political, corrupted, we don't know what the hell is happening in the sport of boxing for the most part. I understand that people want to create this type of theory that Sebastian Fundora is not really injured. I mean, there's a lot of times where fighters do get injured. This is a dangerous sport. A lot of people wanted to question Earl Spence eye injury. People wanted to question Jamel Charlo's hand injury. People always want to question somebody's injury, why a particular fight is canceled or whatever. But this particular fight, I think it's a bummer for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is dying to get back to where he once was in the welterweight division. And I think with a victory versus Sebastian Fundora, you could arguably say that Keith Thurman was going to be the top dog at 154. That's my favorite division, 154. Y'all been following the channel. I said that's the most competitive division in the sport of boxing, the landmine division. We've seen a lot of vulnerabilities in that division, even dating back when Canelo Alvarez was there. Demetrius Andrade and Jamal Charlo and everybody has shown vulnerability at 154. It's the most difficult division in the sport of boxing. Ain't nobody looking like they are world beaters at 154 in recent years. And that's what makes it competitive. I know a lot of people don't want to give credit to that division because there wasn't names. But in all actuality, even there is no names. We've seen the Bowachucks of the world, the Madrimov of the world give problems to certain fighters that are high invested fighters that thought that coming into this fight, they was going to just wreck them, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, maybe this was a blessing in disguise for this fight. Maybe this fight could be in a co-main to a Manny Pacquiao versus probably a Rolly, or Manny Pacquiao versus Teofimo. Teofimo said in a recent interview that he think he could get a Manny Pacquiao fight. Maybe a Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, and Thurman and Fundora being the undercard, and then you got Stephen Fulton or Shaki Foster as a 3. That would be a great card. That would be a pay-per-view event. Even if it's Pac and Rolly, Thurman, Fundora, Stephen Fulton, and Oshaki Foster, that's a pay-per-view event. And I think that would be, if it's not a real injury and it's the political thing that we're talking about, maybe it's a good idea. Let me know what y'all think.